Hey guys, welcome to the Best of TV Guys, where we look at a recent episode and some of the best moments of that episode.
Speaking of running gags, I thought if they ever brought it back, in my mind just thought of a perfect outline for an episode that they should do, and that is going all the way back. So the second season of the original Muppet Show, which would have been 1977, Steve Martin was a guest star, and the gag on that show is he shows up. And Kermit's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, we canceled it because we're doing auditions for new acts." And the whole show was just like an empty theater, and there were all these weird acts coming through. And every now and then, Steve Martin would be like, "Well, I'm here. How about I sing a song or do something?" But he's kind of annoyed that he didn't get to be on the Muppet Show within that world. So I'd love to see them bring him back. Be like, "Sorry, it took 50 years, but I suppose you're here." And then the power goes out, and it's something similar where they're just running around doing stuff backstage. And then at the end of the show, the power would come back on, and he'd be like, "All right, I get to do my number." And Kermit would be like, "Oh, sorry, we're out of time. Thanks for coming by, Steve Martin."
And sure, that's a like we've seen that joke used before. That like what I was saying with Seth Rogen or like him, but it's still fun. It's still a funny way to lampshade your talent that you're able to book. The complaints are nitpicks and stuff like that, and just things I would have wanted to do differently, and maybe it's going to be addressed in season 2. But one of the big things is I wanted more Dr. Cox. We had him first episode, and then he dips out, and then we have him come back for his arc that will probably continue into season 2. But the show, it's fine without him, but he definitely elevates the show when he's on it. But then there was the one that was vying for the chief medicine job.
Oh yeah.
That what's his name? I can't remember.
I know I shouldn't say, but it's the Asian doctor.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to just resort to like, yeah, he's the gay Asian guy. Like, well, there's more to him than that. But you know how I feel about divas, so we have this Esmeralda in there, and she's palatable. I
like her a lot. She is. Okay, I know I would not want to be friends with her in real life.
No.
But watching her train wreck on the show, especially, I thought it was genius when she goes up at the award show and starts singing, "Sad, dead journalists, you're dead. I have the microphone now." I mean, that, no notes on that. You know, it's funny, though, because a few weeks ago we talked about the Community Season 2 finale, and with Josh Holloway was in that, too. And we talked about how he's not as big in the public eye now as he was during Lost. Well, I guess when they were talking about this storyline, they needed a celebrity who was well known enough that people would recognize him, but not so well known that if you didn't watch Lost, you may not recognize him. Which is kind of a subtle dig, being like, "You're famous, but not famous." And I guess he was just totally down to do this.
So this is what I really liked about the show, especially with Jane. What's her character's name?
Lois.
Lois, that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, I'm tired. Especially with Lois, I love the Lois and Malcolm in the bathroom thing. You know, there's the poop humor and the fart jokes and stuff like that. It's like a little much, but I get it. But I really liked the emotion of that scene, because what I really appreciated of it is Malcolm finally saying what he was feeling and how he blamed his parents for who he was and how screwed up he was, and only seeing these negatives. And yet when he's saying these negatives, he's also talking about the things in his life and like how he's like, there's so much good going on in his life. And it ends up being like, oh, maybe I do owe that to my parents. And, you know, Lois is like, oh, that's just good parenting. I'm like, maybe it wasn't the best parenting, let's be honest. But at the same time, there is like this thing where it's like the parents aren't there to be your friends. The parents are there to push you to who you need to be. And if sadly they have to be the villains for a little bit of your life while you're trying to figure things out, and they're just the easy targets, that happens, unfortunately. But as a parent watching this, it's like I really liked seeing that emotion of it. And for him to realize, like, sure, they annoy the crap out of me, but they've really helped me be who I am. So I was like, Brian, because we talked about the bear, we'll talk about this episode. And that was before I watched it, and I watched it. I'm like, oh, Brian's gonna hate this.
You are correct. My life could have been much better if you hadn't suggested I watch this.
Like, there's a difference between, like, you know, you and I will rib each other a little bit, right? You know, we'll make fun of each other. We'll take our shots just because, but we both know we love each other. So it's not like, and sure, they might love each other, but good gravy, from like an outsider's point of view, they're like a bickering married couple that's like, at any point, one of them is just going to fly off the handle and just not be able to handle what the other person is saying. And it's just like, I don't want to hang out with a ticking time bomb, especially if I'm a ticking time bomb myself.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a difference. You and me will like make like very surface level jokes. Like, I'll make fun of you for saying a word wrong. I won't like say you should leave your family because they'll be better off without you. That's different.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, if you like that, check out this and more episodes of TV Guys wherever you find your favorite podcasts.